quick video here on your chicken list, okay? And as far as a chicken list goes, what you have to understand is there's three types of people that you can call. There's people who you know really well, all right? That's one type. There's people who you kind of sort of know, what we call your acquaintances, and then there's people you don't know at all. And as far as it goes, now people you know really well, what happens is there's two reasons why people buy Cutco from you. All right, one reason is because of what's called trust. All right, and the other reason is what's called skill level, your ability to close sales, do a good demonstration, handle objections before they come up, things you learned in advanced training. And so those are the two things. Now, if you're just in your fast start, if you've done less than 15 appointments, your skill level is very low. When reps start doing it, they don't have a lot of skill. However, they have a lot of trust. Okay, there's a lot of trust there. That's why we start with people you know, and that's why reps in their first couple days get sales, because it's all about enthusiasm. If they're like really enthusiastic, really believe in the product, and they say, Mr. Jones, Mom, Dad, Uncle John, all these things you need to buy. Like, these are great. You're going to love it. That's why they have a lot of sales in the beginning, not because of their skill level. Reps who do 10,000, 15,000 in their fast start has nothing to do with their skill. They have the same amount of skills as everyone else. They just have more enthusiasm, and they really believe in their product. So if you're not having sales in the beginning, I would suggest that you take your Cutco out and play with it a little bit more, and really understand how good it is, and understand the guarantee, and understand that people are not buying for a one-time purchase. They're buying this for the rest of their life. If somebody spends $900 or spends $1,000 for our product, if it lasts them 10 years, they just spent $100 a year. All right, so for the use of the product, all right, so, and the Cutco product is going to last them 20, 30, 40, 50 years. They're going to hand it down. If our company was 200 years old, there would be people with 200-year-old Cutco, or they would be able to send it back and get brand new ones. So this is it. So that has to be conveyed to a customer. That is the great thing. If you're not conveying that understanding to a customer, then that's why you're not having the sales, and that's why your enthusiasm is very high. All right, so you need to understand that yourself if you're watching this video. But so understand. So trust is at 100%. Skill level is at 0. All right. You probably did just what I just said. Probably helps you a little bit. And as you go through advanced training, you learn about objections, how to handle objections. Then that builds up your skill level. But when you first start, your first weekend, you don't even know what you're doing. Okay. And so that's normal. Now, new representatives always want to go from people they know really well to people they don't know at all, okay? They take these recommendations, and it seems like, oh, these are going to be the best. It's called the grass is always greener syndrome, right? And they look across the street, they go, wow, that grass is going to be great. But they don't understand that if the people were standing across the street looking at their house, they would be like, wow, look at their grass, all right? So the people you know are the same exact things as recommendations. The only difference between people you know and people you don't know is the people that you know trust you. And so the point is, so if you had something amazing, if you were giving away $100 bills, like if your job was to go and give away $100 bills to people, like that's all you did. We gave you $20 for every $100 you gave to somebody. You would have no problems calling people you haven't seen in 20 years. You'd have no problems calling people, your neighbor. You would knock on their door and be like, hey, do you need a $100 bill? They'd be like, yeah, of course, all right. Well, there's value. So you would have no problem. So that the whole stigmatism would be gone. You would have no problems calling every single person on your names list. You would find phone numbers. You would find your friends and say, put your mom on the phone. I need to talk to her. I got to give her $100. All right. You would be that adamant. Well, that's how you have to feel about Cutco. When you show Cutco to people, people love it. Even in your own demos. Even if they didn't buy, they always love the product. They always love seeing the product. They always love knowing the product exists. So see it as a service that you're letting people know that Cutco exists. Because they can't buy it if they don't see it. If they won't want to buy it, that's fine. That's up to them. But at least they should see it. And you should be like, wow, I really want to show this product to everybody. And that should be your motivation for calling them. But anyway, so the point is that reps always want to go from people they know really well to people they don't know at all, and that's a normal. But when you get to people, that's a normal feeling that most reps have because they think the recommendations are amazing or something like that. But understand that if you are doing that type of thing. You need to understand that the recommendation people aren't as good, or they are as good, but it's just you need to get better by the time you get there. Because people that you don't know, how much trust do they have of you? Okay, none. They don't know who you are at all. You're the nice salesperson. Okay, and if you're the nice salesperson, they're not going to want to see you or talk to you or anything like that. So understand that. So the point is that they have no trust, zero trust. So guess how skilled you got to be when you see people you don't know. 100%. All right, you better know your close. You better know your recommendation approach. You better know how to do your demo properly when you see people you don't know, because they don't know you. They don't have any trust of you. So all you have to do, and what the top representatives do, if you know the 7 steps of the sale, if you learn that in training, is they just learn how to build a lot of trust in the beginning. Step number 1 is build rapport, build trust with the customer, and then they close properly. So you need to learn how to build the trust skills. Now, people you know, you have the trust. People you don't know, you have to have the skill of being able to do that. And the process of going from people you know really well to people you don't know at all is that middle people, okay? The people you kind of sort of know. You get a thought jogger sheet in advanced training of all the people that you kind of sort of know that you feel we are calling, like your mom's hairdresser or the person who does your hair, your barber, your doctor, your accountant, your old teachers, okay, you haven't seen in a while, people you used to live around, your mailman, okay? So, you know, all of these people are people that you should be calling, okay? Your friends' parents, all right? People from your old job, your old boss, people you haven't, old family members you haven't talked to in a long time. And so these are all people that kind of sort of know you. Why? Because they have some trust of you. They know who you are, okay? They've seen you before. They have a little bit of trust. They might have 50% trust, so you have to learn how to do your trust skills, build your trust skills up. And you are more skilled at the demo. If you're watching this, you've probably done 5 or 6 or 7 demos, okay? In my office, you are not allowed to call someone that you do not know until you have done at least 15 appointments at the very minimum, and you have your close completely memorized, and you have your recommendation approach completely memorized. Until you have those, and then you have to at least have 50 recommendations to call at the very minimum, okay? So, because when you call them, you want to go through and call all of them. And I would even say 100 is even a better number, because 10 times 10, yeah, I would actually say that the rule is going to be 100. You need to have at least 100 recommendations to call, not like, oh, I have 5, let me burn through them, because you need to learn phone skills. That's another thing you need to learn, all right? When you call people that you know, you just said, hey, Kathy, I'm coming over tomorrow. You really didn't use the phone approach properly. And they said things like, well, what are you selling? You're like, oh, I'm selling this, okay? Well, you don't ever say selling on the phone. That's a whole other talk. But the point is that you need to get those things done. All right. So make sure you're doing those. Make sure you're calling the chicken list. So the middle people, the people you kind of sort of know, is what's called the chicken list. All right. And the reason we call them the chicken list or your NAS is because they're people that you're afraid to call. All right. Well, understand the word fear, okay, stands for false expectations appearing real. It's a false expectation. You have a false expectation that something it appears real you have a false expectation that people are going to get mad at you. Okay, that's what fear is. Okay, if you're afraid of the dark, well, why? Because you have a false expectation and it appears real to you that something's in the dark. Okay, or something might attack you, or something along those lines, or you see a snake on the ground and it's a belt. Okay, well, it's a false expectation appearing real. Right? Oh, I don't want to start this business. I don't know if, a lot of people, they don't do Cutco because they have false fears, okay? Like, oh my God, there's not going to be enough people to see, or oh my God, I'm not going to be able to sell, or oh my God, I'm this and that. We sell the best product in the world, and we train anybody and everyone to do it. So, these are false expectations. They're fears that hold people back, okay? So the only way to overcome fear is with action. You have to do something. You have to actually go into the dark. You have to actually, go and turn the lights on and see that the belt is not a snake. All right. So you actually have to do the Cutco job the right way in order for the fear to go away. All right. When you do it, like your first demo, you were probably really scared to do your first demo, and then you did it. You're like, oh, that wasn't that bad, and you actually feel good. It's like, wow, I just did my first demo, and that feeling comes anytime you overcome a fear. You grow. Okay. You're stronger. You get better, and that's what the human condition is. Human condition loves growing. It's like, wow, we overcame a fear. I feel like $1 million. So take those fears. So let me explain to you why you have the fear, and if you understand why the fear is there, you'll understand why you should call them. All right, you have the fear of calling people you haven't, the chicken list, the people that you haven't seen in a while, your ex-girlfriend's or boyfriend's parents, these people, because you either haven't talked to them in a very long time, or you've never spoken to them before, maybe in that capacity, like your doctor, your dentist, or something like that, old teachers you haven't talked to in a long time, those types of things. And now you feel weird calling them and trying to sell them knives. That's probably what's going on in your head.